Welcome you all on behalf of WWF-Pakistan to this digital media launch of WWF Global Movement Earth Hour 2017. Earth Hour is WWF's worldwide grassroots movement uniting people to protect the planet, engaging a massive mainstream community on a broad range of environmental issues. Earth Hour started as a lights-off event in Sydney, Australia in 2007. Since then, it has grown to across more than 7,000 cities and towns worldwide. And the 1 hour event continues to remain the key driver of the movement, encouraging individuals, communities, households, and businesses to turn off non-essential lights as a symbol of their commitment to the planet. To this date, more than 2.4 million individual actions have been taken to change climate change. WWF-Pakistan first celebrated Earth Hour in 2010. As one of the biggest national offices in the WWF network, the organization executes this movement on a massive scale, relaying extensive participation from media, key opinion leaders, federal and provincial governments, private entities, schools, colleges, and universities. Pakistan is one of the top 10 countries facing the severe impacts of climate change. It is time that we act now to find solutions to the issue. Earth Hour is our chance to be part of a global campaign against climate change. It is the time of the year to show our resolve to work for climate action and shine a light on climate change. Every small action counts. Together, it is possible to help save our nature. This Earth Hour, WWF Pakistan wants you to pledge 3 simple actions that go beyond the hour and which should be adopted as part of our lifestyle. The first one that I am quoting here is switch off extra lights, because this not only saves power but helps conserve water as well. Plant an indigenous tree. Avoid exotic species which don't help our ecosystem. Indigenous species are a term towards our soil type, help clean our air, and provide a home to our bird species. And the third one, say no to plastic bags. Plastics are a major chunk of our solid waste and pose a threat to our wildlife as well. Well, in our aim to grow this campaign bigger and better with each passing year, we need more and more people to join us to help spread the message. Today, we have with us our prestigious goodwill ambassadors to show their support. Our first ambassador to join today is Anushe Ashraf. Anushe is a renowned Pakistani ex-VJ model, actor, and morning show host. With a huge fan following, she has worked with many leading television channels of the country in various capacities, but be it in front of the camera or behind it. Considered a style icon, she regularly highlights the social and environmental issues faced by Pakistan. She joined WWF Pakistan as an Earth Hour ambassador last year and is now a goodwill ambassador. Anushe, we welcome you to WWF Pakistan. Please. Thank you. We are pleased that the commitment to individual actions is bringing more and more renowned names to our group of ambassadors. And we are glad to have Adnan Malik among us today. Adnan is a leading actor, director, and filmmaker of Pakistan. He has great interest in nature conservation and is keen to make personal lifestyle changes as he goes on to understand the issues associated with the subject. Welcome, Adnan. We are even awaiting our third global ambassador that will join us later in this launch, Khalid Malik. I will introduce him as he can start. Alright. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Ali Delvi, Regional Head South, WWF Pakistan, and Mr. Umair Shahid, North Indian Ocean Coordinator, and Ms. Asma Esli, Senior Manager Communications and Corporate Partnership and Fundraising. You all are here with us today to brief you about what sustainable actions has WWF Pakistan undergone to make this country a better place to live. So first, I would request Ali to please shed some light on our past successful projects that we have done.
Welcome everyone. It's really a pleasure to have the media especially for today's event here. But we have Green Office partners and we have long-standing partners like Karachi Electric also represented today. They've joined us. I would say Karachi Electric has worked with us over the past 6 years on this subject. So we're really very pleased to have them. And those who are entering into Green Office programs will look forward to reducing their footprint in a number of areas. And some of the companies that have done this with us in corporations in Karachi or elsewhere, multinationals or Pakistani multinationals, have reduced their expenditures and recovered their investment with our Finland office in a matter of 1 year. So there's this general trend. There's also a global trend, and Karachi may even participate in a city challenge, an Earth Hour city challenge. So I signed an agreement with the mayor of Karachi not long ago, just in the past month. So these are all good actions. It shows a lot of commitment. We have a very strong partner again on a project which is looking at providing solar and biogas solutions in Karachi, and that's K Electric again. So you can see the city's moving and shaking. It's beginning to do a lot. I think I should say a few words about climate change and what's happening, what are the challenges in Pakistan, and but before that, I think we should pause for a moment and think about our ambassadors. They're here today, they've joined us, they've taken a lot of trouble. Someone like Adnan, who's new to the fold, is taking it up with a lot of energy. They're asking us behind the scenes, how does it function? They're asking us the hard questions. How can we participate in the mechanism and the functioning, behind the scenes? How can I come to your committee? We have a committee that's a committee that looks at upscale where on that, because they're dependent for 90% of their income on fish biomass or forest biomass, and so I think Earth Hour is, of course, more of an urban phenomenon. So Adnan and Anusha and Khalid and others will also be joining us and looking at those urban phenomena with us. But we're really very proud that you're here with us, and we're really excited and happy to have you. You have no idea, and I think wider audiences. It would be that WWF stopped working in that area altogether. That the ambassadors, I say that in front of them, if you want to check if we're doing well, we shouldn't be present in that area at all. They should, after a while, forget we even were there. But what we wanted at the beginning, that they should have done, and got their early steps and help. Again, not by WWF alone, by all the partners that aligned with us. So that's something I'll quickly say a word about climate change, because of course Earth Hour is related to that. And then we have a film. So I'll tell you quickly that as it is the world over, it's a slow onset phenomenon, but also a rapid onset phenomenon. The rapid one you can see. The polar vortex is barely holding together what's there in the North Pole, and cold bits are leaking into and being pulled along by the polar jet stream in a sinusoidal shape, the cold air that it wasn't able to hold is what's responsible in Europe, in Northern Europe, and on the eastern seaboard in the US for snowmageddons. On the South Pole, you've got portions that are forming with brine underwater waterfalls. And then satellites can track underwater brine cold and oceanic phenomena that Omer, who handles marine aspects, will tell you about. But that's happening on a global scale, and mitigation is understood by physicists and others as something to control, also gradually. But that's the side that's causing rapid onset, the sudden bursts of snow, sudden bursts of cloud storm combined with rapid glacial melt, causing floods on the scale you've seen them happen in Pakistan. You also have Indian Ocean activity that's becoming more frequent. So you have more cyclonic activity and other phenomena that affect residents, and they're in the millions, along the coastline of Balochistan and Sindh. These are people who live on mudflats in the delta of the Indus, some of whom you'll see in the film that you're going to watch now. We're joined today, by the way, by some very important French guests, and in the past, they would also be happy to know that places like, members of parliament in Britain have joined me on boats in the delta of the Indus. They've represented constituencies that have been responsible for providing, Bedford trucks and things in Pakistan. So it was important for them to have traveled, but they also understood the importance, and so I've spoken in committee rooms at Westminster about climate change and water subjects. But I think what we needed in Pakistan was an understanding of the rapid onset aspect, but the slow onset aspect as well. So I'll end with that point. The rapid onset one, we have national disaster management agencies, provincial ones, local ones. We have communities who worked from 2010 to 2011 all the way to 2012, and we patronize certain areas from before, and we'll continue to. So these are communities who will continue to work, not just for that one project, which was a European Commission project that looked at coastal areas and resilience of those communities, for example, to rapid onset phenomena. So these are people whose homes were raised and elevated, or crab trapping ponds allowed them to generate profits in 1 4-month period of 70,000 rupees that allow them to buy solar or buy other things that can enhance incomes, again, used for building resilience to climate change. But on the slow onset side, let me end with this study that we worked on with the London School of Economics. I led it as an econometrician, was joined by some others at the LSE. And our finding was this, that I would say, for 0.5 degree increase in temperature, and that's a conservative one, for a 0.5 degree increase in temperature, there'll be an 8 to 10% fall in productivity across all crops in Pakistan, in Sindh and Balochistan in particular. That's about 30,000 rupees per acre. So that's one result of that study. The other result was to try and look with counterfactual models that ask what would have happened had, and then we used propensity score matching and autonomous switching regressions, and looked at what would happen had half the farmers who are currently adapting, that's to say they've already used crop husbandry and tillage and irrigation and other methods, and altered them already in view of changing climatic patterns. You have sudden rain, or you have long drought periods, or the monsoon season begins with a delay, or so they've already made those adjustments. Now, what would have happened had the other 50% in Sindh and the other 50% in Punjab of farmers adapted? And the study finds that for wheat and for cotton, you have 49 to 52% yield increases that are possible. Not so for rice. So for planners, there are two upshots from this. One of them is, and that's WWF's message on this, which is you have the possibility of isolating agroclimatic zones and prioritizing them. Don't prioritize rice for this particular aspect. You also have the possibility of training farmers. That's a low-hanging fruit. It's inexpensive. Farmers need to be trained by other farmers. It's easy, it upscales and outscales rapidly. We know this because in WWF we supply Marks & Spencer, IKEA, Levi's, CNA, Walmart, with products that they can trace back to a particular field in Punjab, in Raimya Khan or in Bhawanpur, where less insecticides and pesticides and chemicals and less water was used for a pair of jeans they picked up at a retail store in Fort Lauderdale in Florida. That's something we know about. So we've of course translated into Sindhi and Balochi and Urdu the curriculum that's adapted to this. We've also taken steps to translate and create manuals that are readable and usable. We've taken farmers and begun training them. We'd like the government to pick up on this. Economists that are environmental and resource economists, I'll end with this one, like myself, don't follow the normal kind of Islamabad economists, let me call the other economists, the Islamabad economists. The Islamabad economists' rule of thumb, which is that to obtain a 1% increase in productivity across all crops, just bring 0.47 billion metric cubes additional of water that season. We have RIM stations, and we have a committee that decides discharges and releases of water. We're saying no. Maybe once the Chinese corridors and CPEC investments and other things have come to term, and you really don't pressurize, and the water threat has become more severe, and the water tables are really out of water. Not that in Balochistan they're not already past that point, but wait a while, and then make those huge investments. With that 0.47 billion metric cubes of water and that 1% additional increase, that's increasing reservoir and dam capacity already, because existing reservoirs are functioning at 40% sometimes. You need to incur expenses on building that capacity. Also putting in place new capacity. Then lining canals. This is very expensive. Agricultural extension farms working to train farmers is not expensive. That's low-lying fruit. So I'll end on that point, and you'll see some of the work that I talked about in images. Sorry if I took long. I tend to mistake myself, and forget that I'm at a digital launch event and not in the lecture hall. Thanks.
Alright, thank you Ali for highlighting the issues, and I believe if you had more time we can talk about more and more about this, but yes. Okay, so now we're moving forward to Umair. Umair, if you could please add on to what exactly needs to be done to conserve the oceans and marine life pertaining to the climate change that we are facing.
Absolutely. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Umair, and I just wanted to thank Ali for his wonderful speech. And I also want to thank all the participants who are here, including the media partners and of course the metro. I think with climate change, the problem is that we are looking at it in the eyes, or in the same way that it's not our problem. it's somebody else's problem. You know, garbage lying on the ground, it's not my problem because KMC has a mandate to do that and I shouldn't be doing it. Again, it's the same with people's livelihoods, that it's not my concern because I am too responsible for my own family. So it's just not my concern. We're looking at climate change in the same very way, that it's not a problem, it's global, and you know, because it's not going to impact Pakistan in any way, it's not going to impact at a micro level. But the tragedy is that it will. We only have one planet. And at the moment, the way our population is increasing, we're using about 1.5 times the Earth's resources we have. That is, if we continue on this very path, we'll need 2 times the Earth. Well, there's good news. NASA has discovered 8 similar planets like Earth. So we can always be passengers on a ship to a different planet. But I don't want to risk that because that may be an idea that may not happen in my lifetime. And whose lives, whose livelihoods is at stake? Is it ours, our children's? We have to think about that because if we do not act now, I'm sure we're going to land in a very, very difficult situation. Now, Pakistan is ranked in top 3 countries who are marked to be hit by climate change the most. And climate change is not going to spare anyone. Well, climate change is a hoax, and it was an error in calculations. That's what all people said. But the thing is, climate change is a latent threat. It's hidden. You cannot see it. It's not like a bear has been hunted and you can go and see the bear that's hunted. No. It's happening right now. And the way it's happening, I'll try to explain that in a bit more detail. We looked at the sea turtles nesting sites in Pakistan, in Karachi, in Sanskrit area. We are all aware of those areas. That's a nesting site for green turtles, and about 2,500 to 3,000 green turtles. We've all been to the famous Turtle Beach. And we looked at how climate is impacting sea turtle nesting sites. So we recorded temperatures within the nesting cavities, and we found out that the more the temperature increases, the warmer it gets, the more females it will produce. And the colder it gets, the cooler it gets, more males will be produced as offspring. Well, males are generally cooler anyway. So that's going to completely skew sex ratios. That means that we're putting, through the climate change, which is basically anthropogenic in nature, it's human induced, we're putting the species at risk of extinction. And no one is going to realize that really. Once the turtles are gone, we're going to try to figure out what's happening. And it has already happened with olive ridley turtles in Pakistan. We do not have any more nesting of olive ridleys. And it's the fact of the matter is the lack of data contributes that climate change could be one of those issues that has evolved in the recent years, could be one of the biggest things. But the thing is that it's also contributed a lot to the oceans. Last year, 2016, was the El Nino year. It was the year when, we had warmer temperatures. And we saw the record coral bleaching in all of the oceans. 60% of the corals bleached completely in Maldives alone. Now, what is bleaching? Bleaching is death. Corals die. And corals are a blue forest. They're part of the blue forest. They're part of the blue economy that we're all talking about these days. And that is going to hit countries in a larger way. And it's going to hit indirectly. We've already seen a lot of species come up on the coast. You cannot still really think about what's really happening, like oil sardine, like Indian mackerel, like the Japanese sea bream. These are all species which have begun to play differently. Well, do humans also not behave differently? If it's cold, we dress up differently. If it's warm, we dress up differently. We eat different things. So it's the same with animals. Barry Commoner once said that the first rule of ecology is that everything is associated with everything. So we have to look it into the context of how one impact, one ripple in the water is going to send a cascading effect across the oceans, across the land. Well, I'm an oceans person, we're talking about oceans, but if you go to the north, where snow leopards are endemic to this region. They're only found in the northeast and northwest and the Indian borders. If those habitats, those glaciers, those are going to melt, they're going to take away the habitat, they're going to take away the homes of snow leopards. And then you talk about global climate change, that how can one century be more impactful than the others? Well, the reason is there have been two major events in the last century. When you think of any one of them, it's World War I and World War II. That's when all the Earth's resources, especially forests, were cut down. That's huge, and that's where the development was also happening. Right after, you can see a big curve in the economic growth and in the development sector. That has also contributed a lot. Now, Pakistan is also prone to floods. So, in the Indus River, when it's been flooded, Manchali, Inchali, communities around the Indus, the great mighty Indus civilization, where is it going? It's because you have floods, you have droughts, and then you have abrupt seasons. You have erratic rainfalls, you have rainfalls in January in Karachi, you have rainfalls that used to be just in Karachi, if you look at it, in June, July, monsoon season, but we don't have an extended monsoon season anymore. These are all factors that are contributing to a greater cause, a greater demise of the civilization. Sea level rise, erosion. Nature has given us natural buffers in the form of mangroves, but we're also cutting them down. These are all factors of how climate change is happening, because one thing is it's natural, the other thing is that it's also man-induced activities that contribute to that. The question that I always get is, in our country people are dying. Why do I have to save the life of a cedar? Because it's not my problem. Well, in the environment, as I said, everything is related with everything else. It's the plant communities, because that's where we get the crops from. And the sea is where we get the fish from. So if you're taking one element from the food chain, it's going to disrupt everything that's associated with that food chain. And it's going to hit us. Man is at the epicenter of this all. Man is an apex predator. So we have to only manage people in the end. Because I cannot stop from a snow leopard going to India to Pakistan. I cannot stop one fish from going from Pakistan to anywhere else. But I can stop people. I can manage people. So that's going to be my closing statement. Right? We only have to manage people at the end. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Umair. Thank you for highlighting all these issues and giving a sense to all of us that if we do not act today, we may not have right to build a sustainable tomorrow. So now we move on forward to our ambassadors, and I would request first Adnan to share your views as global ambassador of WWF-Pakistan and what is your pleasure and what you plan to do this year.
Hello. Hey. So I keep getting asked when I'm going to get married. And no, and my response, and the thing is for me, I believe I want to get married to have kids. And so I always say, well, I don't know if I want to bring in kids to this world because I don't know what's going to happen in 30, 40, 50 years. I watched this film this summer. It's called last summer. It's called Embrace of the Serpent, and I highly recommend it to everybody. It's a black and white film made about the jungles of Peru and rubber, the need for rubber and basically bring down all those rainforests. And it's this gorgeous film, and it just made me realize that in 100 years this world has changed so much. The fact that there were something like 2 billion people about 115 years ago in this world, and now there's like over 7 billion people. So it just, the kind of, the way things have changed even in the last 100 years is kind of mind-boggling. So these things have sort of all come together in the last few years for me, in terms of, okay, well, what's happening to this world, and where the value's gone, and so it's all connected, like you were saying, it's a holistic thing. It's how we interact with nature, how we interact with people around us. Obviously, I think that one of the biggest issues is that there's too many people and too little resources. And so, as you were saying, I think it's about managing people, and it's about managing people. It's about managing people and how they interact with other people and how they interact with the environment around them. So in the last couple of years, I had a real calling. I grew up in Islamabad, and so I used to go for a lot of walks, go up north a lot. Very connected to the foliage over there and the flora and fauna. Karachi's been tough when I moved here. I really miss the sort of visual spectrum. I miss spring. I just saw I commented today that there's a friend of ours who's managing the Hotel Bar. He's privately managing the Hotel Bar through his company, Asif Jofa, and I was like, wow, I see spring on the Hotel Bar. I mean, that's what's happened. So I'm just going to make this quick, but I've had a real wake-up call in the last few years, so it's a real honor and a privilege to be asked to be a Goodwill Ambassador for WWF. I think I have a lot to learn. I hope I'm able to convey the hard work that is being done on ground. I think काफी लोग ऐसे लगता है कि इतना काम नहीं हो रहा. I think बहुत ज़रूरी है कि वो एक उस myth को dispel करें. And because I think we need more people's involvement. I mean, this is, for me, the single most important issue in the world today, is how we're going to sustain it. And so the pledge, and this is something that happened before. In fact, early this year, one of my New Year's resolutions was, I want to live a more sustainable life. So my parents and my brother were sitting there and they were like, what do you mean? And I don't even think I knew what I was saying, to be honest. Not really, it was just something that came to me. And which just meant that जो हमारे choices हैं, we have to measure them, कि हम हर चीज़ को थोड़ा सा notice करना है. हम पानी कैसे use करते हैं, जब दांत brush कर रहे हैं तो पानी चल रहा है, नहीं चल रहा, कितना नहाना है. प्लास्टिक जब आप फल लेने जा रहे हैं या दूध लेने जा रहे हैं तो आपने प्लास्टिक बैग की थैली यूज करनी है नहीं करनी. Because plastic kills me. I mean, it's something that's so the most obvious thing. So yeah, it's really right. The plastic is something that really bothers me because that's something we can do. We all see it. We can make a choice to not use plastic when we go to the supermarket. We've seen what it's done with it. We've seen animals that have swallowed plastic. We've seen even it affects humans in the sense of drainage and sewerage and getting caught up in there. Gutter saaf plastic hi nikal raha hota hai na. So I think that's something that we can make a very conscious decision to, at least for all of us, at least in a day, if we just at least once say no to plastic. Let's say हम दिन में 10 दफा थैले यूज करते हैं, एक दफा आप ना यूज करें, आप हाथ में पकड़ लें, आप एक reusable bag ले लें. So that's my pledge this year, which is to say no to plastic bags. As much as I can. I think it's a practical thing. I think we need to also lobby. Like in the UK now, you have to pay 5 pence or 10 pence to use a plastic bag. And I think that's amazing. I mean, that's how things should be. It's not something we should take for granted, that we get it for free. So, I mean, ultimately to lobby for that. And even in places like Bangladesh now, I believe that they're reusable jute bags. It's so much smarter. It's obviously just big business that's involved with plastics, but I think hopefully that's something I'm very passionate about and it can be a good tangible start, and I reach out to all of you to do the same. So yeah, that's my pledge. Thank you so much. I hope I can do justice to this position. It means a lot to me also, and I'm really happy to be on board.
Thank you. It is our pleasure that you are on board, and a big relief to us that people like you are on board with us, and definitely you are helping us out to create awareness among people. Now we move on to Anusha. So Anusha, your part.
Thank you everybody for being here. 2 years in a row and here again with Ottawa. पिछले साल भी मैंने ये बात की थी, इस साल भी ये बात करूँगी that ये सारी चीज़ें अपनी जगह के बड़ा मज़ा आ रहा है. WWF, yeah, I'm an ambassador now. I was very excited when it initially happened. But as Adnan and Umair, I hear people speak often about the issues that add to global warming or climate change and all these things that we hear about in Pakistan. तकलीफ हमारी बहुत ज़्यादा है पाकिस्तान में. These are not issues that are in the forefront. लेकिन एक आम पाकिस्तानी को खुद इतनी चीज़ों की फिक्र होती है कि उसको खुद नहीं पता होता कि उसका अगला नाश्ता कहाँ से आने वाला है, तो वो दरख्त लगाए, किसी जानवर को बचाए, वो पानी साफ करे. These are not our priorities. So I'm very honored to be on this platform as well. And मैं अपनी जो आवाज़ है वो इस्तेमाल करना चाहती हूँ as much as I can कि मैं एक आम आदमी तक अपनी आवाज़ पहुँचा सकूँ, क्योंकि उन्हीं को अगर ये चीज़ें समझ में आएंगी तो शायद एक डिफरेंस हम मिलकर क्रिएट कर सकेंगे. और बस यही कोशिश रहेगी. पिछले साल भी मैंने ये बात की थी, एक बार फिर ये बात दोहराती हूँ कि अगर हम कभी दरख्त काटते हैं या कभी किसी अपनी समंदर के साथ नाइंसाफ़ी करते हैं या अपने पहाड़ गिरा देते हैं, तो इसमें नेचर का कोई नुकसान नहीं है. वो हमारी दुनिया में आने से पहले भी जिंदा थी और हमारे जाने के बाद भी जिंदा रहेगी. तो ये हम सिर्फ अपने लिए कर रहे हैं. तो जिन लोगों को लगता है कि saving trees or saving plants or saving the environment is not a priority, let me remind them that this is only to help us, not to help anybody else. So it's our duty now. We keep talking about having children, leaving a world behind that is better, but we've done nothing really. We've only made things worse. So I'm hoping that slowly, gradually, countries like Pakistan, मैं अपने दोस्तों को हमेशा कहती हूँ, जब वो मुझे कहते हैं कि आप दरख्त भी बचा रही हैं, आप इंसान की भी बचा रही हैं, आप दूसरों चीज़ों के लिए काम क्यों नहीं करी, तो मैं हमेशा ये कहती हूँ कि यार मसला ये है कि टेररिज्म से पहले पानी खत्म हो जाएगा और इंसान एक दूसरे को मारने से पहले खाना खत्म हो जाएगा, पौधे खत्म हो जाएंगे, पहाड़ खत्म हो जाएंगे, हम वैसे ही बचेंगे. और ये क़यामत की निशानी होती है मेरी नज़रों में. Human violence and all have been there for eons or years and years, but it's what we literally do with nature that will eventually destroy us. I definitely and most certainly believe that. So that I think scaring everybody. I'm just going to end my note over here once again, that always remember that nature does not need you, you need her. So that would perhaps inspire a few people to get up and start being more responsible. Oh, and my pledge. Yeah, so talking about nature, my pledge is to actually, I've done it in the past, I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to plant, I'm going to start with one tree and Umair is going to help me. And I said, मुझे अपने घर के बाहर एक पौधा लगाना है किसी भी हालत से. और आप लोगों से भी दरख्वास्त है कि पूरा साल हमारे पास है एक पौधा लगाने से या किसी और को ये प्लेज आगे फॉरवर्ड करने से किसी को नुकसान नहीं होने वाला. अपने बच्चों को ये आदत डालें, बहुत अच्छी आदत है, to plant a tree and कोई ऐसा दरख्त लगाएं जो आपके माहौल में बड़ा हो सके. So anything that's conducive to the environment of Pakistan and can help us make our cities greener, and Adnan can see spring.
Yes.
We can make your dream come true.
And cornucopus doesn't count. Cornucopus is not a plant that can grow. That Karachi decided that this is.
So that's going to be my pledge, and I hope that people can join me on this pledge as well, and we can together plant even 20 trees in all. But that'll just be a big thing. That's how. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anushka. We pray that we have more brains like you to realize that what needs to be said first. So with this, I guess Ali wants to say something. So handing it to Ali.
Don't be afraid. Okay, so first of all, we're on the premises of a wonderful institution that WWF has collaborated with, the Alliance Française de Karachi. We're really grateful to AFK. WWF hopes to do lots of good things with AFK in the future. We also, as I said earlier, in a sense, they're prospective future senators, there are people who are friends of the Alliance Française in the region, there's France in the air. So that always makes me really happy. And France has collaborated with Pakistan and helped it to work on climate change. It has provided, especially, I think, Senate funds in Islamabad, elsewhere, even if WWF hasn't seized that and that our ambassadors haven't brought it to the attention of the French Senate, then our ambassadors will do that, especially when they're going and shooting films in Paris. So thank you, Adnan. and Gio, yes. Thank you to the media. We're your friends, you know that. We take you to all these places. We even send you on trainings. We're remember us also. And Adnan, remind them. and I want to just say, my children are here. I also keep thinking about this. Should I have children? But that's happened. Thank you, Shali, and my mother-in-law is here. Thank you. Maheen Zia is a filmmaker. She's all to herself gone and covered all kinds of things, including the market, the Karachi Farmers Market, which my sister-in-law Nana has, made a tremendous success of. So she managed to film these little things all over that are happening, social media events. She travels around with her own, interests. But you're about to see something fabulous that she's done. It's making me reconsider the Sim Club visit just because it's fabulous. She's an award-winning, filmmaker. Adnan knows this. I'm going to end now.
Actually, now I request if you please look here. So we have a documentary that I'd like to show you. Okay, so the theme of the documentary is making the vulnerable able. So it's documents.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Khalid Malik. First of all, I'm sorry that I'm late. My introduction to WWF was probably when I was in primary school. WWF booklets used to be distributed in my local supermarket where I was, and every week I'd collect stickers to fill in this little WWF booklet. This was many years ago, and I didn't think that later on in my life I'd be included in this such a esteemed bunch of guys and girls. But I'm grateful to WWF that they thought me worthy to be a part of their aim and a part of their team. My interest is conservation of water and electricity. I've always thought of, my philosophy has always been, do what I can that will affect my immediate environment, my immediate vicinity. That includes my family, my friends, and my community. And I feel that conservation of water, little things that we can do along the way that will help, all of us can do in our homes, and we can help spread this awareness with our immediate community, and they'll have a ripple effect, hopefully. So that is what interests me. मुझे लगता है कि पुराने दौर था, खास तौर पे जो मिसाल के तौर पर जहाँ मेरे वालिद जहाँ वो रहते थे, जहाँ उनका बचपना गुजरा गाँव में, मुझे लगता है कि उन जगहों में पानी की बहुत अहमियत थी। जो जदीद ज़िंदगी, जो मॉडर्न ज़िंदगी हम सब जी रहे हैं, ज़ाया बहुत कुछ हो रहा है। उस ज़माने में आज हम गाँव जाते थे, मुल्तान की बात है, अंदरूनी मुल्तान, जहानिया चक 153, मुझे याद है कि नल का सिस्टम था, तो एक हाथ नलके के हैंडल पे और दूसरे हाथ में साबुन होता था। So talk about conservation of water and saving water. So I feel we need to return to some of those. Obviously, we've got a very modern lifestyle, and we need to take that into account. Little things like turning off the water, the tap when you're brushing your teeth. You can correct me on the numbers, but I think it's something like we waste 4 gallons of water a day when we don't turn off the tap, when we brush our teeth. Nahana, balti se nahana,
is a huge thing when it comes to saving water, conservation of water. Again, the numbers, please correct me. A 4-minute shower can use up to 40 gallons of water. So these little things, I think, along the way will help and have a ripple effect. But ये कोशिश है और हम सब इसमें साथ शामिल होकर इंशाल्लाह करेंगे. Once again, thank you very much and apologies for the lateness.
Thank you, Khalid. Thank you, the small act that you pledged to our members. Alright, so we now move forward to the symbolic candle lighting of our global campaign. And I would request all our ambassadors and WWF representatives to kindly light the symbolic candles that we have. This is the global act of saving energy and bringing a change to climate change. You want us to stand up? Stand up? And I'm going towards short. That is mine.
फातिमा स्लाइड बंद करवा दें.
So I'll just add to what Farhan has also told us. So 25th March from 8:30 to 9:30 is Earth Hour. It's a global voluntary act. We need to go beyond the hour. Like all our global ambassadors have pledged, it is about changing our lifestyle. And this is just a symbolic act that we now, pledge to take forward. We have 10 days to go until Earth Hour, but hundreds and hundreds of days to go, hopefully, in our lifetime. And I think this symbolic act represents that for all of us.
Thank you, Anushay, and Khalid. Alright, so.
امين اردو على اساس
انا ما برت بريك باكي مو بس